What's going on, guys? I hope everybody's out there staying high speed and crushing their goals, whatever they may be. Today we got a pretty good how-to video lined up for you, and that is how to field strip your MRE. This is going to be a good video for a lot of you out there, whether you're looking to join the military, you're getting ready to join the military, or if you're getting ready to go to a high-speed school like Ranger School or Selection or something like that, where you're going to be consuming a lot of MREs, carrying around a lot of MREs, or if you're already serving in the military in general and you've just never really taken the time to learn how to field strip an MRE, I think this video is going to be good for you. There's a lot of reasons why you'd want to field strip an MRE. Namely, because once you do so, you're going to be carrying around a lot less bulk, a lot less weight. The package is going to be a lot smaller than what you would normally see when you just get an MRE straight out the box. And as you can see, if you're not super familiar with it already, one MRE is a pretty big brick, as you can see here, and it's hard to pack out, especially when you're having to carry anywhere between 5 and 10 MREs. And at one point in Ranger School, I can tell you, you will carry 10 MREs on you inside your rucksack. So you want to be able to know how to downgrade as much bulk as possible out of these things, so that you're just carrying around less weight and you have more space to work with inside your rucksack. So I'm going to go over how I would typically field strip an MRE and let you know a little bit about why I would keep certain items and why I would toss certain items, and show you the difference between before you field strip your MRE and after, and how much better it's going to be for you once you do so. And then once all that is said and done, I'll show you how to wrap up your trash to make it as compact as possible, because of course we don't just leave our trash in the patrol base, right? Right. All right, so we're going to go ahead and get started. Before I do so, I want to take this opportunity to remind you to go ahead and like and subscribe this video now so you don't forget later. Okay, there's good information. You're going to want to watch my other videos as I push them out, and go back and watch the old videos I've already made too, because this channel is full of good information just like this. All right, so first things first, you want to open up your MRE. Take all the contents out, place the bag to the side. Then open up the contents bag. You have an extra plastic bag holding in all the contents. Dump everything out. There's your first piece of trash right here. Don't need this. All right, so let's do a quick inventory on what we got, right? So let's see, we got our beverage base powder. Okay, we may or may not take this with us, but let's hold on to it for now. We've got our cheese spread. Definitely gonna wanna take the cheese spread. It's small, it's compact, and it's got tons of calories, and it's very easy to just put into your mouth, get it down. Nice boost of energy, and a lot of people like to actually eat this too. It tastes good. Good to go, we're keeping that one. Skittles, goes without saying, we're absolutely 100% keeping the Skittles. All for the same reasons. It's got tons of calories. It's got good, quick sugars if you're out there on a ruck march or you just need a quick energy boost. This is the kind of stuff that's gonna do that for you, so we're gonna keep that one. Raisins osmotic, or osmotic raisins, however you want to say that. This one's also going to be a maybe. You're just not getting a lot of bang for your buck with these. They're pretty heavy for such a small package, and honestly, they're just not going to give you that quick energy boost that you might want as much as like something like the Skittles would, right? Okay, but it's definitely a maybe. We'll see what else we got. We're going to put it in our maybe pile. What else we got? This is pretty good MRE. We got a lot of food in this one. Okay, this is a light snack, and this one's the pretzel sticks. So like I mentioned, this is light, but it's kind of in a large package. Doesn't really fold over very well without popping it. But this is something that will give you good sustained energy, and it's got a lot of salt in it as well. So this is going to help you with your hydration over the long run and how you feel. I think because the package is so light, and pretzels are really easy to get down, and the energy that you're going to get out of these are going to be a lot more sustained, because the carbs that are in these are going to be more complex carbs, so they're going to break down slower to give you more sustained energy. So yeah, you're going to want to keep the pretzels. So we'll put that into the keep pile. Multi-grain snack bread. When did they start making these in multi-grain? I don't remember that. I want to say it's been like a few years, I guess they've started doing that. Remember when it was just wheat snack bread? Multi-grain snack bread. Same thing, they just have like more grains in it. But this one's definitely a keeper. You definitely want to keep your multi-grain snack bread, especially if you're holding something like some cheese spread, okay, because that's a good morale boost. This is going to be great for sustained energy and to fill you up. And it's just, it's got pretty decent nutrition in it overall as far as bread goes. Nice and light, easy to pack. We're sticking with this one. And then lastly, we have the main meal, which is going to be spaghetti with beef sauce. We definitely want to take our main meal, okay? Especially in this case, because this is going to be something that's really going to hit the spot when you're really hungry out there and just sucking. but we don't need the box, right? So that's more trash, don't need that. So we've taken this out of the box and we're definitely keeping our main meal. I don't care what main meal you have out there, always keep your main meal when you're field stripping your MREs. Unless you're really out there, you can only bring so much. You know, sometimes the main meal isn't really the way to go. If you're just out there doing like a 12-mile ruck march or something like that, you don't need the main meal. But when you're out there doing patrols, or if you're out there and you know you're going to be out there overnight doing, a patrol base, or maybe an OP or something like that, you definitely want your main meal. It's where you're going to get most of your nutrition from. And honestly, when you're out there and you just need a morale boost because you're sucking so hard, it usually comes from sitting down and doing your best to enjoy a main meal. All right, so keep your main meal. So now we're going to look over our contents again. We're going to look over our definitely for sure keep pile and our maybe pile, okay? We're going to check out the calories and make sure we have enough calories out of this MRE to sustain us for whatever we're doing during that mission, right? So we have our main meal, that was 330 calories. We have our wheat snack bread. That one is 150 calories, so we're up to, what, about 600 calories now. We have our pretzel sticks, that's another 100, so that's 700 calories. We have our Skittles, that's another 250 calories, so now we're at 950. And we have our cheese spread, which is another 180 calories, all right? So all in all, we're looking at, 1,100 calories, right? At least, give or take. So that is plenty of sustainment for one meal, right? 1,100 calories, I hope so. And what are we missing out on? So we have raisins, that is 140 calories, so not too bad. Raisins, 140 calories. And then we have the lemon lime beverage base powder, which is going to give us 130 calories. So we would be missing, if we just ditch these, we'd be missing out on a little less than 300 calories. So I would say I would go ahead and ditch this on most occasions. The only time I would take something like this is Ranger School, obviously. Anytime where you're going to be in a calorie deficient environment where you're burning more calories than you're taking in, or if you think you're going to be breaking about even, you need all the calories you could possibly get for your days, then I would absolutely bring this. But if you're just out there, you're doing regular patrols, if you're being offered 3 MREs in the day, or you're gonna have plenty of food, this is just something you don't need. All right, so we're gonna get rid of it. So these 2 items are not trash. And still, we have, again, about 1,100 calories of sustainment that we're working with. Now let's go over the other contents of the MRE. You really don't need any of this, okay? But if you are somebody who likes to have a little bit extra caffeine throughout the day, double check to see if the coffee's in there. You can bring the coffee. It really doesn't weigh anything. We'll bring the coffee. I like to bring the coffee. And I also like to chew gum, so if you forgot to bring gum, or you're not gonna have gum out there on patrol, I would go ahead and bring the gums. It's nice to chew the gum after you're done with your MRE. It just helps to clean the teeth and make you feel a little fresher throughout the day. Besides that, you don't need any of this shit. This one also came with some pepper sauce. I think this is a waste because honestly, I don't even like spicy stuff. So I'm gonna throw this away. Your heater. I couldn't even tell you the last time I used an MRE heater. And it's not that I think they don't work or they're worthless or anything like that. It's just I've gotten so used to not having the time to even use one of these that now I don't even care, and honestly the food just doesn't taste any different to me anymore whether I use the heater or not. So this thing's just a waste of time for me. It's more of a hassle for me to actually try to get it to work when I am eating an MRE, regardless of how much time I have to do it. So I just never use them. So for me, this is trash. But on that note, if you're going to be in a cold weather environment, I would advise holding on to these things because they're really nice to, if you're going to be in a cold weather environment, you just don't have a lot of options to seek shelter, or if you're going to be sleeping outside and all you're going to have is your whoopee or your poncho or something like that. These are great things to use to help warm you up. All right, so you can use it. You could put a little water in there, let the heater go, and let the steam come out the top. Wrap yourself up around your poncho or your whoopee or something like that. Just let the steam do its thing, and that can heat you up and give you a good boost of morale and keep you warm for at least a good 10-15 minutes, all right? So these things are good to have on you, but most likely you're not going to need it. Get rid of it. You don't need hot MREs. Waste of time. Or your spoon. You don't need a spoon, okay? That's what you have hands for. You don't need a spoon for anything in the MRE, all right? You just squeeze it out into your mouth and everything comes out. It's no big deal. So really, you don't need these. If you just want to be a little extra fancy and you want a spoon, I recommend as you're field stripping your MREs, you just keep one spoon and take it out of the plastic, okay? Because it's going to get dirty anyways. But for all intents and purposes, and for me personally, don't need the spoon. And then the last item we have in here is our hot beverage bag, okay? And I want you to hold on to this hot beverage bag because it really, you know, it's no extra weight, super easy to just stuff into this while we're doing it, and I'll show you why later, all right? All right, so this is our new contents of our field stripped MRE. I brought back the actual bag, all right? Now, you don't have to actually use the bag. It depends on how many MREs you're gonna be bringing, what sort of mission you're gonna be doing, you know, this, that, and the other. However, just for the sake of keeping everything organized, we're gonna go ahead and throw everything into the bag. But again, if you just don't really need to do this, if you have time enough where you can just stuff all the contents into a side pouch or something like that, I'd recommend just go ahead and doing that. But we'll put it back into the bag so we can keep things organized, and I can show you the difference at the end on what a field strip MRE looks like as compared to a full MRE. All right, so we're gonna put everything back into this bag. We're gonna fold it up as tightly as possible as we do so without actually popping anything like the pretzels, because we don't want anything going bad on us or spilling out anywhere or anything like that. And as a reminder, I could have thrown away even more of this. You know, if you're out there, again, if you have 3 MREs per day and you're not doing a whole lot out of the patrols, or if you're really just holding down a patrol base and just pulling security all day, you don't need this many calories, okay? If you were to do this with 3 MREs, that's 3,300 calories in a day of you just essentially just sitting there staying stagnant. You don't need that many calories to do that. You'd actually be gaining weight at that point. So you could get rid of a lot more doing this, but this would be as if we were packing out to the fullest, all right? All right, everything's stuffed in there. We want to get rid of as much air pockets and white space as possible. Roll up and fold up the top, and then we're going to tape it down using some tape. And obviously you can use any tape you have, but I like to use electrical tape, okay, because that's just something I always have on my kit. I always have it down to the side. Anytime I need to wrap something up, keep something close together, tape something up, fix something, whatever, it's always electrical tape that I use, all right? So same thing goes with the MREs. Tape this bad boy down, and you can just pop it right off. I mean, electrical tape, guys, if you guys weren't aware of the electrical tape thing, start carrying electrical tape everywhere you go in the military. Every time you put your kit together, just put one of these right here on a D-ring and just have it with you at all times. Easily accessible, okay? Carry this stuff. It's good stuff. And there you have it. There is your field stripped MRE. This is as big as it should ever get. This is actually I would say this is still a little large for a field stripped MRE, okay? But this is like worst case scenario. This is what it should look like. Check this out as compared to a regular MRE that is not field stripped. Obviously there's a big difference, right? So which one would you rather have? If you were handed 6 MREs for your next 2 days of sustainment and you had to pack them out in your ruck and you were already carrying all your other bullshit that you were going to need out there, how much space do you really want to take up? So you want to make sure that you're field stripping your MREs. And it's not even just about the space, guys. I mean, it's also weight. So this is the stuff that we didn't take, just so you can visualize it. This is all the stuff that comes out at 1 MRE that we really didn't need at all, period, right? And like I said before, we also didn't need the outer packaging at all, and we could have gotten rid of 1 or 2 more items out of there if we really needed to. So remember, guys, save as much space as you possibly can, and ounces equal pounds, okay? Everything you can possibly get rid of that you don't need out there on patrol, get rid of it, including things from your MRE. Now let me show you that quick trick I was talking about when we're talking about packing out our trash, because we always make sure we pack out our trash, right? We're gonna go back to our hot beverage bag that I talked about before, because we don't use this to actually make beverages in, okay? You don't need to do that. You just slurp up the powder and call it a day. Just don't need it. But this is what the hot beverage bag is actually useful for. All right, so we got all our MRE trash, right? We've eaten our entire MRE here. Everything's been consumed now, and all you have is a bunch of nasty trash, and I'm gonna have to clean up my desk after this. And we got our hot beverage bag. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna stuff all the trash into your MRE bag. Even the spoon, if you really thought you need to bring a spoon, you're gonna throw the spoon in there. But you're gonna make sure that it lays like this at the bottom. You wanna stuff everything in as much as you possibly can, and then you're gonna roll it up as tight as you can. Use those muscles you've been working so hard for. Should end up looking something like this. All right, now take your beverage bag and stuff it into your beverage bag. Should fit in there nicely. You can even zip the top. And there's your trash pack out. Now that's, of course, a great thing to do if you're conserving your tape or you don't have any tape, because you could just as easily wrap it all up like I showed you and slap a piece of tape on it. Same thing. So that's another quick tip for all you high speeds out there. You're definitely going to want to do that if you're doing something like Ranger School, okay? You're absolutely going to want to use this trick because you're going to have to pack out all that trash that I already mentioned, especially when you're talking about Florida phase where you're given 10 MREs at a time. That trash really does start piling all up, and again, it's just extra weight and you're already carrying a whole bunch of stuff, and this is what you're going to want to do in order to mitigate a lot of that. All right, that's how you field strip an MRE, guys. I really do hope that that was useful for you. I hope you have an opportunity in the future to use that technique and actually put it into practice. Again, that's just how I would have gone about field stripping that particular MRE. It might have been a little bit different here and there depending on the MRE that I got, but that was the basic concept. Now, if you're watching this video and you have your own experience and your own methods on how to field strip an MRE, and there was something that I didn't go over, or you have your own tips and tricks you want to share, please, by all means, go ahead and share that in the comments. This video is supposed to be useful for anybody that watches it, and the more information we have, the better. Another quick reminder, if you did like this video and you found it useful, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe so you don't miss any of my future videos. There's a whole plethora of information on this channel that I think you'll find useful, especially when it comes to military career enhancement information about military schools, fitness, so on and so forth. So definitely make sure you go and check out some of those videos as well. I'll put a few here on the end screen so you can check them out. And besides that, I've got nothing else for you, and I'll see you on the next one.